The lovely Rosie Staker has shared her signature soup with me, and I absolutely love this in the middle of winter. It is her lamb shank and veggie soup. So easy to do, and I would recommend making this the day before you want to eat it because it tastes even better. So veggies, you can add many different winter veggies to this. I'm going to keep it really simple. So some oil in a large pot. We've just chopped some onion along with some carrots, 1 bay leaf, and because it's a lamb soup, I love the addition of some rosemary. So I'm just going to pick a few little sprigs of that and some celery, so 2 stalks of celery, and we'll cut the celery in the same size pieces as the carrots and the onions. So we'll just cut that down the rib, gather it up, and then chop. I love the smell of raw celery, and I love it in a soup because it really does give it a hint of sweetness. And the turnip, and this for me epitomises winter. It's just one of those vegetables I don't often use in summer, but when winter comes along, slow cooking in a stew or in a soup like this just is so comforting. So we want to, again, cut this the same size. All of these vegetables also cook at the same time, which is quite handy. All right, in that goes. And you don't want to get too much colour on the vegetables. We're just gently sealing them off, coating them in that oil. So just give that a toss. And to bulk this soup up a little more, Rosie's secret is to add this soup mix. So it's a combination of barley, you got some split peas in there and lentils. It's fantastic for a soup like this. So we'll sprinkle that in. It's also going to help thicken it. And now for the lamb shanks. You only need 2 small lamb shanks for this recipe. You'd be surprised at how much flavour you can get out of just 2 lamb shanks. It's just got a small amount of meat, but it will feed 6 people, and I just love how the flavours are going to permeate all the other ingredients in there. So in they go. You don't even need to seal them off. And now for the liquid. Now you need 2 litres of liquid for this. And when I asked Rosie what her secret is, it was Vegeta, and it works a treat because it not only seasons it, so there is some salt in there, it's also going to give it that lovely savoury flavour. So for 2 litres, we'll need 4 teaspoons, and that's just some warm water. We'll just give that a quick mix to dissolve it. And then in it goes. This is really country cooking at its best here, and I just love it. Okay, so that's going to completely cover all of the ingredients in there. We're going to bring this up to the boil, pop the lid on it, and cook it for at least an hour and a half. You can just gently simmer away until that gorgeous lamb falls off the bone. All right, it smells good in here, and this is cooked. I love that. And now we need to shred the meat off the bone. So I'll just grab myself some tongs, and we'll take the lamb shanks out very carefully. They've done their job. The best way to shred the meat is with 2 forks. This is my favourite part, letting it fall off the bone and shredding it slightly into pieces. You don't need 4 shanks in this recipe. 2 is absolutely plenty. Look how much meat we're getting. And the last little bit. And for the soup, just use a stick blender. And I'm just going to give this 3 or 4 pulses. And that should do it. All right, we'll grab our lamb and we'll pop that straight in. And another little secret is to add just a splash of white vinegar. And what that does is cuts through the fattiness of the lamb. So it's a great little trick. Mix that in and we'll plate up. Big generous bowl of this, a few ladlefuls in, some crusty bread, if you like, maybe some butter with it, but I think this is just fantastic as is. It's a meal in itself. It's not one of those soups that you have as an entree. And I'm going to give it a little juzzy twist by adding just a small amount of extra virgin olive oil over the top. It actually does freshen the whole thing up. And I love my pepper, freshly cracked pepper over the top. Oh, I think Rosie's steak would be happy with me. This is her signature soup. This soup on a cold winter's night in front of an open fire. That's my idea of heaven.